I'm so, like, ooh, talking to niggas is so annoying. Sometimes I like to talk to people because it's like, it's like I like to care about other people or find people to care for. And, I hope that they will one day reciprocate the efforts. But then eventually they don't. And then I'm forced to face the chin music of, okay, you just want attention or one sided praise. And that doesn't work for me. It's pathetic. I told this dude last night because I was like, hey, listen, you seem cool and all, but, if it's been several days and I feel like I can't name like one time I've been asked a question, like, and that's usually like a red flag for me and like an indicator of stuff. And I'm not trying to have my self esteem or my joyful life lessened. I didn't say exactly that. I obviously said it a lot better. Don't mind me, I just woke up. But I was making it clear, like, okay, like, I just feel not very interested in this. So if I talk a little less, that's just like, why? And he tried to pull the excuse of, oh, well, you ask a lot of questions. And so it's not, like, it's not easy for me to feel like there's even room for me to ask anything. Mind you, he took like 3 hours to reply. And it's like, nigga, you came out the other side of 3 hours with, like, you could have came out with all the questions in the world. And instead you came out with an excuse? It's like you're a lost fucking cause at that point. Like, I know you're lying, obviously, but it's like if it's hard to say, and it's like it's not even like we were talking in person. This was over text, by the way. So if you're trying to gaslight me and say, oh, it's hard to really feel like there's room at all for me to like ask anything. It's text. You type 2 words, you type words, and then I respond to them. That's how it works. Just because I ask you about your symptoms of autism and your like favorite food doesn't mean that you can't muster back 2 simple words. And you? Game changer. Oh, like, how do I put this? If it's such a challenge to write that, I don't get how you have any friends. Ever. It's like the basics to socialization. Like, I hate to break it to you, but I like people who have a mutual whimsy and like adoration for me as I do for them. That's like the best thing you can ask for. Like, hey, just like you're telling me about like your favorite food, your favorite color, your favorite whatever. Guess what? I have an opinion on stance on that too. I'm not just like a therapist or like an emotional dumping ground or like a cool girl. And then usually any dude who says this excuse is usually just sledding around. Or they're fucking brain dead and don't want to put in any effort whatsoever. I remember this one dude, he was semi-internet famous. I won't say his name because I don't need to give his asshole self clout, but he's a terrible person. Like, he was the type of nigga to be like, oh, I didn't get any sleep last night after I stayed up texting you till 4 a.m. And I texted back, what do you mean we stopped texting at 1:30? And he was like, no, it was totally till 4 a.m. I looked back, it's like, no, it was definitely 1:30. And then he just was like, oh, I must have just been thinking of messages I was going to send back to you, but then I got so tired and just lost track of time rereading our messages and I just fell asleep. I almost fell for that one. Like, fuck you, you smooth talking motherfucker. Like, just say you're talking. Like, it's okay, nigga. Just admit that it's like, oh, oops, my bad. Mixed you up with someone. Like, it would kind of suck. I'd still get the ick. I don't know. But yeah, his way of bouncing so many bitches was just him being like, I'm gonna target the ones who are just happy to have any sort of like conversation with someone. So he would target like mentally ill or disabled chicks. And it's like, mind you, I have options. I do. But like, he was trying to be like a folk, like a fake. Sorry. I was debating on saying faux or fake. But he was trying to be a faux friend and then just like secretly trying to get at me. And I don't like that. And then with him, it came up because eventually, how do I put this? Oh my god, I remember he told me he had like 5 girls he was talking to, and then he tried to. You're different. You're different somehow. I'm not saying that to be corny, because I do think you're just genuinely different. Something about you. I wasn't falling for that. It's like, yeah, nigga, I know that. He was trying all the little fuckboy tactics on me. He was like, you have such a pretty face, but such sad eyes. What happened to you? I said, nigga, you see me cry online every fucking day about my fucking depression. What did you think? Did you think I was just gonna be all SpongeBob smiles? Just fucking la 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 la. It's like, yeah, I have depression and fucking genetic dark circles, bitch. Are you fucking stupid? He didn't appreciate me saying that very much. I said it nicer, but he still was angry. Fuck with these niggas' heads and egos when you get the chance, because they will happily fuck with yours. Even at your lowest, like, they will see you doing terrible and be like, I can make it worse. like just to kind of have fun with her and maybe even get sex. Yeehaw! Niggas are evil out here. It's actually eerie. But yeah, oh my god, he said he was talking to 5 other women and that I was just his friend. Whole time he's talking to like 8 bitches. I remember after things fell out with him, I did tell him, nigga, stop doing so much drugs and stop trying to have sex with and balance so many bitches, because you could have finished that book you were trying to write by now if you were less focused on trying to have like endless amounts of sex when sex doesn't even satisfy or fulfill you. Like, what are you doing? I said that because I genuinely give a shit about people. And then he messaged me back. He was like, I listened to your voicemails you sent me. You're entirely right. I should get back into writing books. And I should stop doing drugs. I'm wasting my potential. Thank you. And I said, nigga, there was a third thing I said too, by the way. You remember the third thing I said, of not trying to utilize chicks with disabilities to like get your dick sucked endlessly and break their spirits because yours is broken? That's not cool. And he got annoyed and he blocked me. Fuck him, bitch ass nigga. Oh, but eventually one of the other girls who heard about his shit and reached out to me, they personally were like, yeah, he does this to a bunch of women. He does it specifically because he wants to seem cool. And like he wants like a harem of girls to stroke his ego. And he will just keep talking and talking, doing this and doing that. But like he will never ask you anything about yourself because he needs to see you as just like a disposable fleck in the bucket. And that's what annoys me. Like, ugh. It's like, really? Yeah, how do I put this? I try not to feed the wolf inside of me that says that a majority of men are just terrible fucking people looking to seek and destroy any woman they can. But, like, y'all keep feeding it scraps under the table. And then you're wondering why it's fattening up and getting bigger and badder. Like, do fucking better. But yeah. And I'm also done with friendships like that, which I'd say is a good character growth thing. So now when someone tries to talk to themselves in my text messages on some one sided, look at me, look at my life, here's how I'm doing, I usually nip it in the bud pretty fucking fast. And if you're wondering, why'd you let this go on for 3 days? Funny enough, if you're wondering how I even. So, what happened is I gave this dude tenants' rights advice, and then 2 weeks later, he popped into my DMs on some, trying to pretend like he was trying to get to know me, but his intentions were just very obvious. I could tell he was a horny guy. Let's just say I got a whole bunch of fucking dick pics, and then after that, I was just bored. I was like, tell me about your mental illnesses, and he did, and I got to hear some interesting stuff out of him. It was a time killer. It's just like, but then he wanted to put on the facade of like, how do I put this? Pick a script and stick with it. Cause if you aren't talking to any other girls and you don't get girls like that, you 6 foot fucking 3 tall skinny white man with bright green eyes and a porn stash like in a jawline. Oh, I fucking shut the fuck up. And no, I did not send him nudes back. That's not how I work. But I was just like, you know what? It's like, I want to hear this dude's backstory. Why not? And at first, I was kind of in the state of, I would like to talk to someone and frankly just have a distraction. But as time went on, I was like, you know what? He's kind of whack as fuck. Or like cool to know more about him. But then I thought to myself, why do I want to talk to this guy so much? Like, yeah, he responds back pretty fast. But only, like, if it's only because it's about him. Like anything I've said about myself, he doesn't really react to at all, past like LOL. And I deserve better than that. So it's like, I could just find a time killer in the form of like a webcomic or YouTube video or a really cool song and not risk myself getting emotionally attached to someone just because I'm bored and then them talking to me. And it's like, like I deserve better than lukewarm. I deserve someone who's hot and passionate about me as I would be about them. And luckily, I wouldn't say I'd like lost anything aside from okay, I got to talk to him in the spare moments where I would have been depressed otherwise. So still happy about it, but it's like I don't need him anymore, and I'm proud of that. Peace out. Oh, but if it really is hard for a guy to simply text "and you" or "and how about you," even with like a fucking 3 hour gap in conversation and he comes back with an excuse instead, then I imagine I can kind of see why getting bitches would be hard for you, dude. Yeah, no one's gonna be interested in you for long. So, yeah, peace out.